The war with robots turned out to be more difficult than expected. To survive, humanity needed new solutions. Sensei Keiken developed new technology that could help. Moments later, he found the best pilot for this job. A new fighting machine joined the Exo Force team. This is one of the most powerful mechs to defend humanity. Today begins a new phase of the war. This is new hope for the future of Sentai Mountain. It's time for the Stealth Hunter. This is the third episode of my new Exo Force series. Today you'll see how I made a remaster of one of the best sets in this series. We're back on the side of humanity again. Uplink was first. Now it's time for something different. Much larger and able to fly. The 7700 Stealth Hunter, which I've rebuilt with my own, much better version. Additionally, as always, there will be some interesting facts. And I will discuss all stages of building my new mech. So, time to power up, and let's get started. The idea to return to Exo Force came a year ago. I can say that my nostalgia was triggered by LEGO City Robot World set. There was a reference to Exo Force, in the form of a small version of Stealth Hunter. I thought it would be a great opportunity to return to this series, and build something of my own. It's been almost 20 years since the first wave of sets. The first step was to check if the stickers were available. It turned out they were, and after a while I ordered them from Brick Sticker Shop. I bought the minifigures and the necessary parts. After a few months I had everything, and I was ready to build. It so happens that I managed to buy an instruction for the Stealth Hunter. And you know what? It confirmed what I've heard, and seen many times from others. The instruction is folded incorrectly. Some pages are unavailable, and others appears twice. See for yourself. I've had several sets and I don't remember anything like this ever happening. Before returning to Exo Force, I want to make sure I could add light bricks to my MOCs. Finding these parts wasn't difficult, but the fiber cables were much harder. After almost 20 years, these parts are yellow, and finding a good one is impossible. But luckily, a year ago, LEGO restarted production of this part thanks to Technic sets. I ordered a few on Pick a Brick, which wasn't cheap. All that was left was to replace the batteries in the light bricks. It's quite easy. All you need is a small tool to open the brick. There's a battery inside. I bought a lot of them, and that's how I repaired all the light bricks. This time I have a little more to discuss, so I'll jump straight to building my Stealth Hunter. Building it was much more difficult than the previous, smaller mechs. I wanted to keep the light brick functionality, as was in the official sets. But more on that in a moment. I'll start with the legs. I built them first. As you can see, the foot is a bit different in my design. I added a black sole. I wanted the mech to be more than just white. I also added a few details to the bottom. So this part looks very good. I used a ball joint hinge, which is different than in the official set. The next element is the second part of the leg, divided into two sections. Not much happens at the top. The whole thing is covered on all sides, to make everything look very nice. I added tiles on the sides. The lower part of the leg is much more interesting. There are a lot of stickers here, and recognizable wing on the side. If you look at the entire Stealth Hunter, this wing matches the ones on the top perfectly. The back of the leg is also built up. I based this on shots from the movie, so I didn't add any engines here. Now, the most interesting part, the main body. I wanted the light brick activation mechanism be the same as in the set, so I based it on what was in the instruction. Later I kept modifying this element, and finally I created something like this. The biggest change is the main windscreen. I didn't like the original one because it didn't cover the top, and it was kind of small, so I used this one. And it opens upwards. I think it looks much better, especially with the stickers. The back of the main body is covered. There are no stats here. The top part is also different. I didn't change the building direction, so this element is also in the slot. There are many details here and stickers. Time for the arms. A big change here too. They are much larger than in the set. I also added hands and fingers, just like in the Supernova mech. Now the Stealth Hunter seems more complete and has much better proportions. My version is also probably a bit larger than the one from almost 20 years ago. And since I'm talking about hands, let's see what my mech can hold. In one hand is a double sword. In this case I changed only the color of pins and one by one round tail. This element looks very good, and I didn't want to change anything. However, in other hands is a powerful gun. I built it completely from scratch. I added a lot of details and possibility to attach a fiber cable. It looks very good. Finally, this is something that couldn't be missing from Stealth Hunter: the upper rings. I built them based on my own design, with a few details. Later, while looking at other sets, I noticed that Silent Striker from Sentai Fortress has similar cons in this place. That means I connected well with this series. This large wedge is no longer available in this size. The new version is 2 stats shorter. And this is what my Stealth Hunter looks like, one of the best mechs in this series. Let me know in the comments what do you think about it. For me, it's an icon of this series, and I'm very happy to have it back in my collection. I currently have 3 mechs ready. For now, there will be a short break from Exo Force, because I'm going back for a castle for a while. A group of forest men are waiting for their turn. Okay, that's all for this episode. If you like Exo Force, remember to give thumbs up. Otherwise, the robots will win this war, and no one would want that. Okay, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye!